Okay, we're going to cook my Pear Tarte Tatin. So hopefully you've got the hob on. I'm just using the small burner just up full, just to get some heat into the pan to start off with, and then we can just throw in the butter and the sugar and let them melt down. And what we're going to do here is we're making the caramel, which will caramelize the pears in. You can pretty much leave it to melt away and just give it a little stir and just helping everything mix together. And then hopefully it'll go a nice golden brown colour, and at that stage we can throw in the pears. You're just mixing everything just gently, just to try and get the sugar and the butter all mixed together, so it just melts gradually together. There we go. See, hopefully yours is still looking like this. You know it's going to be a nice dessert when the three main ingredients are the butter, sugar and puff pastry. Right, that's everything just incorporated nicely. So all we need to do is just leave this to bubble, and then as soon as it starts going golden brown, then we're just going to put the pears in. There's nothing really to do at this stage, just other than to watch it. You can be impressing your friends the next time with how easy this is. Just give it a little stir. You can see now it's all really starting to bubble and thicken. And just be careful with the mixture, because the sugar will be really, really hot by this stage. So you make sure you don't get it on you at all. Otherwise you'll burn yourself, and we don't want that. Right, we're just about there. You can see it's just starting to change colour, and see around the outsides of the pan it's starting to brown, and that's the caramel colour that we want. So just another sort of 30 seconds or so and it'll be done. Hopefully yours is starting to look like this, and obviously it's not the same sort of light, very, very pale yellow colour that it was when it started. It's starting to caramelise. There we go. I think that's about perfect now, just ready for the pears. So if you can leave that and go and get your pears. Right, and we're just going to very, very carefully put the pears in. So just make sure that you don't that you don't get any of the sugar on you. We're going to turn them over, so it doesn't matter if they're a bit all over the place at the moment. Oh. There we go. If you can fit another half in, I've got half left, then do it. But we can just leave this at this stage. I'm just going to turn the heat down to medium, still on the same low burner, and we'll go over and we'll roll out the puff pastry. Right. Now for the puff pastry. So just lightly flour your work surface. Go. And what I've got is a plate like this. It's just it's a 20 centimetre tin that pan that we're using to caramelize everything in, and this plate's just slightly, it's about that much bigger than the pan, so that we're going to roll out the pastry and then use this as a template, because you want the pastry just slightly bigger. So just get your pastry. And then a little bit of flour on top and on the rolling pin, just to stop it sticking, and then we'll roll out. And what we're trying to do here is roll it out nice and evenly to about the thickness of a pound coin. So just pick it up, and just pick that up and turn it over just to stop it sticking. Just trying to keep an even pressure on the rolling pin means you won't have any big thick bits. I think we're just about there. Right, we're just going to go and turn over the pears now. I think they'll be about ready to turn. So just again, very, very carefully, just turn them over. Just try not to get any of the sugar onto you. Right. And then we're just going to cut out the pastry. So again, we just leave those in the bowl. So you've got the puff pastry here. I'll just see if I can show you how thick this is. About a pound coin, if I don't know how well that'll come out, but about a pound coin, maybe just slightly thinner. So just pop your plate on top and then just cut round it. Not too hard, otherwise you'll have a nice circular pattern on your work surface and get told off. Right. There we go. Now what we need to do is go and get the pan and the pears and bring it over to the work surface, and we'll be ready to go. Right, and what I'm going to just try and do, just to make things look a little bit pretty, is arrange them so that they're all facing the same direction. Will this work? Just about, and this should have softened ever so slightly so that everything will be a little bit easier to manage. There we go, just like that. And then all we need to do is get your puff pastry and then pop it over the top, and then all we need to do is just tuck it down and wrap it around the pears down the side of the pan. This just means that when we turn it out at the end, you'll have a nice, just careful you don't burn yourself, have a nice presentation dish, we'll call it. And then just with the knife, just put a couple of holes in, just allow the steam to get out. There we go, and all you need to do now is just pop this in the oven, so it's 200 degrees for 25 minutes, just until it's golden brown, and then it'll be done. So I'll see you then. Okay, it's been 25 minutes, so let's get it out of the oven and see what it looks like. There we go, all nice and golden brown and perfect. So we just need to leave this to rest for 5 minutes, and then we'll turn it out onto a plate. So hopefully you can wait for 5 minutes. Okay, now we're going to turn it out. So it's probably a good idea just to round the sides, just to loosen it, just to make sure that there's some movement. See, this is moving, so I think we'll be alright to take this. This should be able to turn out nicely. So just going to pop a plate on top. And then try and flip this over. There we go. So just get rid of the pan, and then all we need left to do is just dust with some icing sugar and we'll be done. And don't worry if your pears are stuck a little bit in the bottom of the pan, that's absolutely fine. There we go. And if there's any juices left in the pan, you could drizzle them over. But there we go, that's my Pear Tarte Tatin. I hope you enjoy it. There's nothing really to do at this stage, just other than to watch it. You can be impressing your friends the next time with how easy this is. You know it's going to be a nice dessert when the 3 main ingredients are the butter, sugar and puff pastry. Right, that's everything just incorporated nicely. So all we need to do is just leave this to bubble, and then as soon as it starts going golden brown, then we're just going to put the pears in. Okay, we're going to cook my Pear Tarte Tatin. So hopefully you've got the hob on. I'm just using the small burner just up full, just to get some heat into the pan to start off with, and then we can just throw in the butter and the sugar and let them melt down. And what we're going to do here is we're making the caramel, which will caramelise the pears in. You can pretty much leave it to melt away and just give it a little stir and just helping everything mix together. And then hopefully it'll go a nice golden brown colour, and at that stage we can throw in the pears. So you're just mixing everything just gently, just to try and get the sugar and the butter all mixed together, so it just melts gradually together. There we go. So hopefully yours is still looking like this.